Hello, 92greenz34 here. I just got out of the bar, and generally I don't like to do reviews when I'm drunk, and I don't feel like I'm totally drunk, but I am a little more drunk than I like to be, but I need the enthusiasm of drunkenness to get me up and prepared for this next beer, and I still have taste buds, but it's this tacate or tecate beer. It has like mountains on there like regular beers, and it's like Hincho in Mexico imported beer. And it's got uh, government warnings, a barcode that's shaped like an eagle thing. What else has it got? Brewed and canned by Severia Canto Montezuma Sade CVML Mexico. There's way too many words on that. Questions, call this number. Enjoy Tecate responsibly. www.cervezatecate.com. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York. Sabor Completo, 355 milliliters, 12 ounce cerveza. It's got this illegal in the T in the middle. I don't know. Basically, it's a Mexican beer. And from what I heard from the person that runs the or was working at the liquor store, is that it is a Mexican beer taste, which I'm going to expect tastes like a Corona. But I will give it a shot. Give it a fair shot. And just before I get on this, I would like to say I've tried a few beers tonight that I'm not going to be able to review at the bar. One of them was let's see if I can get in the screen here. Was this I don't know if you can see it. I'm sorry if you can't. Well, whatever. It's a Stella Artois. Stella Artois. Okay. Stella Artois, and it's an imported beer, and they had that on tap at the local bar. I tried that. I had a beer called Bass, and I also had a Grain Belt Premium Nor'easter on tap. I had Bud Light, which we already reviewed. They ran out of Guinness, so they ran out of Bud Light. They ran out of Guinness and ran out of Bud Light, so I tried the last of the Bud Light. They ran out, which Bud Light was fine, obviously. I tried Bass, and yeah, this Bass, I don't really know much about it, but it was a, oh, and I also had one other beer, but I'll get to that in a second. This Bass was a very pungent, very flavorful, but it wasn't necessarily in the good way. It was like if you took Beast and you put it out in the sun in a glass bottle, not in a can, but in a glass bottle, and let it bake for a month. That's kind of what it tasted like to me. It's like if you took Guinness and made it light somehow, and you just skunked the hell out of it, or if you took a light beer and made it dark by skunking the hell out of it. It just was not right. It was not good. But some people like it. It wasn't for me though. The other beer I was going to tell you about is Shell's Mayfest, Maifest. It tasted like a Shell's beer with a citrus note, and I hate citrus beer, which is what killed it for me. But to be honest with you, it was the best citrus beer I've ever had. I mean, if you want to get a citrus beer that is 92greenz34 approved, this is going to be the closest that you're going to get. But it really was not for me. See here, I had this Stella Artois or whatever, or Aratos, or what? How do you call it, George? Artruce. Okay, I had that, and that was a pretty drinkable beer. It's kind of like if you took a Heineken out of the can, out of a, not a green bottle, but out of a can, and it did come out of a keg, and then mixed it with like Beast. It was like a refined taste that was drugged through the mud at the same time, and just really ended up with something that wasn't so good, but still managed to be better than anything else they had on tap. Well, minus the next beer. That's what you get. And then, and this is debatable. Then the best beer I had there, outside of the other two that were gone, was the Grain Belt Premium Nor'easter, which is like a dark beer, which tastes kind of like a black and tan with like a black pepper finish. It was like a Shell's Bach, which I haven't reviewed, or a like the Mississippi Black Mud or Black and Tan, the Mississippi Mud that I reviewed, with a peppery taste to it, and it was different. It had the Shell's distinct taste, kind of like the Mayfest did. They all have that same taste, but it was actually pretty good. I mean, it wasn't good. George didn't like it, obviously, because it was a dark beer. But John, 6 Pontiac 9, he did like it. He was there with me, and he tried it. He liked it. It wasn't great, but it definitely got me through in the pinch there. And I would say if any of you want to try a different beer, give that one a shot. But now, to the beer I'm actually trying to get to here is this tacate or tacate. We're going to crack it open. Let's go ahead and get to it. A little hiss, decent pop. A really weak smell. It's kind of almost a Bud Light smell. Maybe slight Corona smell, maybe, but that could be just that. I know that it's a Mexican beer influencing my smell, but yeah, it's somewhere in there. It's pretty mild. Trying to see down into it, and it's difficult to see. Looking down through my glasses, it looks pretty damn clear. But okay, we'll give her a shot. It looks carbonated. Looks like there's some bubbles in there. You know what? I'm gonna hold off on my opinion on this. I want George to try it out. George, give this a taste.
It's Mexican.
Let's give it a taste. See what you think. It's really bland.
Yeah.
It's very bland.
It's like Bud Light mixed with water.
It's like Bud Light. As he says, it's like Bud Light mixed with water. But he hasn't really drank Corona because obviously, why would he waste his time on that? Because obviously, he is not a Corona type of fan. Why would you spend a lot of money on a beer that you probably won't like? But I would say it tastes like Bud Light mixed with Corona, mixed with water. It's very mild. Very mild. And I mean, this could be some of the buzz. And this is why I generally don't like to review beers once I've already been drinking, but I didn't see any other real good excuse to drink this. It does have a Corona-esque taste. Kind of has that Mexican beer taste. I really wouldn't go out of my way to buy this, especially considering it costs the same as like Old Milwaukee, which is almost Budweiser price, which you could buy just about any other mainstream beer for. But it does have a Corona-esque taste to it, and it's more mild. You can definitely pour this down your throat. If you wanted to get drunk off these, go ahead, but they are going to cost you a pretty good amount of money because, well, let's just face it. I mean, who wants to spend that much money on something you can barely taste, you know? I don't know what it is for alcohol content. Let me see if I can tell. Yeah, it doesn't say. It doesn't say what the alcohol content is. But you know, honestly, I would say give something else a shot if you're gonna go this route. I'll drink some more. Now that said, it does have a little heartier finish than Bud Light, perhaps a little heartier finish. That's it. Not upfront taste, but finish. But otherwise, you know, you want to try Mexican beer that isn't totally different than what you expect out of an American lager. go ahead and give this one a shot. It's definitely more forgiving than Corona. But that's about it for me today, guys. As always, have a good day.